Hello everyone, hopefully an okay editor 357 here, and once again we are back with the extended demo to Battle Royale for Your Heart. Just a reminder, the extended demo featured in this video as well as the Kickstarter to Battle Royale for Your Heart will launch on January 25th, which, assuming this video is uploaded on Sunday the 24th, which is the plan as of recording this, is tomorrow. Once again, I just want to say thank you to the ever so lovely Legend X Games for giving me the chance to play through this demo early, and without further ado, let's hop right back where we left off. So where we were last time is I was trying to figure out how I wanted to respond to our fellow noob here. And it's risky, but I'm going to go with call her bluff, because if I can like break through her exterior and we can just kind of like bond that we're new and nervous, I feel like we'll be good allies and can maybe do the Battle Royale together. If not, and she just gets pissed off, I think I just screwed myself and I'm going at this solo and I'm probably going to die. But life is nothing without risks, so let's go. Call her bluff, let's go! I know you're a newbie just like me. You don't have to hide it. She furrows her brows and lets out a large huff of air. No, I'm not new. This is not my first rodeo. Stop assuming that it is. I'm not assuming anything. I mean, you kind of just did, dude. I think about it for a moment. Yeah, I suppose that I have no actual proof except for us both using default avatars, which, I mean, some people just like to keep it simple, like my brain. Very simple. I don't do think well. Doesn't mean I'm a noob. Depends what we're talking about, really. I guess I'm making the same assumption about her that people are making about me. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Well, okay, maybe I am assuming things because of the way we both look, and that's probably not the best way to go about things, but... She cuts me off. Good. Please stop this train wreck. Of course not. You don't know what you're talking about, so stop trying to act like you know everything. She's refusing to look at me now. I think I struck a nerve. Yeah, because I went with some bad word choice, but I'm still going to push forward with this conversation anyway. I think I might have screwed us, guys, but it's okay, because in visual novels, you get to try again with different choices. You're right, I know nothing about this competition, but if you're trying to tell me that you're not as nervous as me, I find it hard to believe. I mean, even experienced people get nervous, so I still think he's like being a little too about it, but like he's got a point. I don't like all the assumptions that you're making. Did I say I was nervous? Do I even look nervous? No, so shut up. I'm only trying to make sense of everything. You don't have to get so defensive. Really, dude, you're just... I can visualize the grave. You're digging it. You just love to dig. I hold my hands up in front of myself and grin sheepishly. This is my sign of peace. I'm surrendering. There's no way to talk my way out of this... Yep, there's no way to talk my way out of this hole I've dug myself into. Just mind your own business before you come at people like that. The next person might not be as forgiving as me. Good advice. Yeah, lesson learned. This girl straightens out the hem of her shirt and then proceeds to flip me off. Yeah, I probably could have handled that better. Wait, hold on. The nerve of this girl. I'm just trying to talk to her. Why is she giving me such an attitude? You did kind of just like be like, hey, why do you suck at not hiding your noobness well? Hey, what the heck? I know you don't want to talk to me anymore, but the middle finger is a bit much. You're wasting my time like that girl from before. Oh, maybe we'll get some juicy deets on her relationship with Twintail. Like, I don't know the real reason you're here. Real reason? Hell, I'd like to know that too. What's my real reason? What's my real reason? Because I'd love to know. You're scoping out the competition, trying to see who you're up against, just like everyone else. Well, much tougher than I look, alright? You're making a mistake by writing me off. Wow, she's giving us too much credit. That's definitely not what we're doing. I look towards the elevator, the direction that Twintails has stalked off in. Is that why there seemed to be so much tension? Was Twintails trying to see who she was up against? I mean, that is a good idea. I'm just saying. Was that why Twintails was Aww. all. He's doubting the friendship he made. I don't think she would have added you as a friend, though, if she was just doing that to, like, figure out your skill level. Was that why Twin Tails was being so nice to me today? No, it can't be. Why would she go through so much trouble to help me? There are much easier ways to scope out the competition, and none of it includes helping the enemy. I think I'm with them on this one. But then again, it makes sense if she was helping me to get me to trust her. Then she could catch me off guard and take me down. Which, if that is what she was planning, it would have been really funny if I made her my partner without telling her, because that would have backfired. I don't know who I'm supposed to be trusting. At first this seemed like a friendly competition, but with this girl's very suspicious behavior and lack of trust, I wonder if there's a good reason for it. I'm not writing you off. I'm telling you that I'm in the same boat as you. People think that I'm not ready for this people think that I'm not ready for this competition. I mean, sure, I didn't know what a loading screen was, but I am. I totally am. I pump my fist into the air with as much force as I can muster. I'm sure I look ridiculous, but I don't care. It's an attempt to feel better about myself and cement my place in this competition as an official contender. This is no child's game. It's the real deal, and I'm ready for it. I beam at the girl who seemed unwilling to buy what I'm selling. It's whatever, honestly. I just want to enter the competition with a clean slate, and I can't do that with people doubting me every chance they get. I'm not going to doubt you. Great. No, seriously, I'm not going to treat you like the new player that everyone thinks you are. I'm in the same boat. I want people to take me seriously, and so I have to do it as well. The girl lets out a sigh and nods at me. There's no smile of acceptance, just a blank stare that I don't know what to make of. At least she seems less hateful of us. Listen, maybe I'll see you around. Don't get yourself killed off spawn. Off what now? Off spawn, like right when you land? You sure you're ready for this competition, my dude? She sighs heavily and tries to maneuver her way past me. I should definitely stop her, shouldn't I? No, because she wants to leave, and I am not about trying to stop women from leaving situations they're uncomfortable with, so we are just gonna let her go. I should let her go. She already seems pretty done with me in this conversation, so I'll cut my losses and be on my way. Good. Non-problematic. Okay, editor 357. We stand. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Midnight. He's leaned against one of the cavern walls using his left leg to keep balance. His arms are crossed over his chest, a puzzled look marring the man's usually friendly countenance. Yeah, he does look pretty confused, like more than usual. He almost looks a little frazzled. Maybe I should go over and talk to him? Now would be my last chance to get any final words before I board the elevator. If I were upset, I'd want someone to check up on me. It's the nice thing to do. Besides, I don't know if I'll see him on the battlefield, and I don't want my last impression of him to be one where he looks so down. As I approach him, his ears perk up. He straightens himself and kicks off of the wall. Kid. Midnight. That's my name. What's up? Midnight regards me for a moment, arms crossed over his chest and lips downturned into a grimace. Now's a bad time, isn't it? Maybe his partner didn't show up and we can weasel our way in there. How are you? Just peachy. Just peachy, huh? Yep, definitely sarcastic, and good job reading the tone. You understand basic conversational habits. He was laughing and joking with me before. What happened since we last talked, after he stalked off to find his partner? Actually, where is his partner? I don't see anyone by the Lone Wolf. Perhaps Midnight shooed them off so he could get a moment alone? Is now a bad time? Midnight drops his arms to his side, takes a step forward, and snarls at me. You tell me. Yikes. Definitely a bad time. We've angered the beast. I stumble backwards, nearly tripping on a pebble behind my right foot. When I reach out for the wall to regain balance, Midnight breaks into a big smile and then laughs. He's just joshing. Either that or our incompetence cheered him up. I was just messing with you. Didn't think you'd hit the wall. Thanks, kid. I needed that. I love this guy. He knows that he looks dope and he can intimidate, so he tries to screw with us. I love this guy. Yep, that's the Midnight I met. There's something contagious about his energy, and I return his laugh. Oh, of course. I knew you did, and that's why I'm here. I fell. For you. I try to wink, but given my previous blunder, I look more pathetic than intended, and that's the story of my life, people. My life is just constant blunders where I look slightly more pathetic than the last time, and by the end I'm just gonna be a miserable little puddle of sadness on the floor. Midnight smirks at me in return.
Be careful, kid.
Be careful, kid. Your partner might not like you trying to fraternize with the enemy. Oh yes, you're right. My imaginary partner is terrified that I'm switching sides right now and helping you. He's learning how to be sarcastic and fun too. I push off the wall with as much grace as I can manage and pat back down my unruly, dusty clothes for any dirt. Imaginary partners. I've got one of those. Oh, what happened? Nothing. Forget I said anything. Midnight's confident smile disappears. He shakes his head and lets out a guttural sigh. Get a move on before the elevator leaves without you. Don't want to miss your first competition, do ya? There's still some time. I'd rather talk to you for a bit longer. After all, I did fall for you. Don't flatter me. Go do your thing. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for the guy who didn't know what a loading screen was. My chest begins to heat up. That's a nice sentiment coming from Midnight. He's entering the tournament, yet he's cheering me on. He's a bro. Part of me doesn't want to see him on the battlefield, so we don't have to fight each other. Midnight looks at me expectantly. Should I let him be, or keep prodding about why he seemed so upset when I first got here? I'm sure it's about his partner. I know I shouldn't pry, but... Now we're going to keep prodding. I have a feeling his partner just kind of yagged, and maybe we can become partners with him. And while I'm not good, I mean, I feel like he'd be fine with us slowing him down a bit. We're going to keep prodding. Thanks, I'm rooting for you too, and your partner? What's up with that? Points for trying to be smooth, kid. I'm trying here, okay? The two of us share a chuckle, easing the tension. I don't want Midnight to think I'm just thirsty for tea. His behavior is making me a bit concerned. Yeah, I'm more of a Gatorade guy. Or a Poland Dry Orange Soda guy. Or I don't like tea is basically what I'm saying. Midnight's jovial, warm personality is one that makes me feel at home, as if I've known him for a long time. He's like a furry Santa. Yeah, no, I like this. I like this very casual, friendly conversation. It's, reminds me of the good friends and stuff you can make in online games. Not that I play many, but, you know, it's good times. You can make a lot of friends there. On the interwebs, on the line. I'm sure I would have remembered a Wolfman, though. You really want to know about my partner? It's not that exciting, trust me. Exaggerate the story to entertain the listeners. Duh, easy. I mean, I thought that was a little funny. Keyword being little. Well, I actually thought that was funny too, but if Midnight disapproves, then I disapprove. You suck, okay, Editor 357. Something I say to myself in the mirror every day, only I use my real name and not okay, Editor 357. Ouch. Midnight stares focus, while I'm sure my gaze is blank. Or I hope so, rather than red and embarrassed. His face melts into a friendly and amiable grin. I admire the gusto, kid. I'll give you that. Gusto? What are you, an old man? I mean, he could be. We don't know who he, really is, you know. Is that any way to talk to your elder? Or rather, someone you want information from? Hey, I'm just saying. That's a word my dad would use, and he's an old man. Okay, just saying. I'm dad. Oh my gosh, you just said that. Plot twist, he is our dad, who we haven't talked to in years, and this game is our reconnecting force. Boom, this is a father-son story at its heart. I've broken the code that is Battle Royale for your heart, everyone. Give me your money, please. I want a new TV, please. Alright, enough. You really ought to get moving. Don't want to miss the launch. Sure, good try, but you can't distract me that easily. Finally, you're finally learning how to talk and keep up in a conversation too, my dude. If you want to know my life story, you've got to take me out to dinner first. Man, after all that effort, too. Midnight lets my words roll off his back and gives me a thumbs up. Don't worry, it was a good attempt. As long as you're okay. Are you okay? Don't worry about me. My partner lagged out. I remember Midnight's crestfallen face from earlier as we talked about lag happening to other players. If his partner lagged out, doesn't that mean they can't re-enter the competition? That'd be terrible for both their team and Midnight. I suddenly feel really bad for asking.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Of course not. We just met not too long ago. Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for prying in. I'm sorry about your partner. Stuff happens. Midnight shrugs and messes with the red scarf around his neck. There's a sadness in his eyes, but his smile hasn't faded. Thanks for telling me. My words fall on the ear between the two of us. There is a silence that I'm not sure either of us can cut through.
This is the last call for those board in the battle elevator. Please gather your partners and get ready for departure.
So my boy Midnight's going solo too. You heard the announcement. Get on that elevator before you're sent back to register for a new match. I'll see you next time around. Huh, wait a second. What do you mean next time? As Midnight begins to walk away, I reach an arm out in front of me to signal for him to stop. I'm not in the mood to sweat, so I'm gonna leave. I don't understand. You don't want to sweat? Ah, it's a competitive term. Sweat is the player who uses the most advanced techniques to win the match, even if the match they're up against doesn't really require all that flexing. I don't want to have to go that hard to make up for being on my own. Oh, you don't have to be a sweat though, right? I mean, I don't think I'm one. Midnight lets out a sigh. It's not like that. Sometimes you'll go up against players that are really good. That's why it helps to have a partner. I don't want to do this on my own. I've been here so many times before. I have to try too hard with the odds stacked against me, and I just don't have the energy today. I'm gonna bow out. I respect that. I mean, I'd be pretty discouraged too, because, I mean, not having a partner is just a huge disadvantage. No, you can't do that. You're so close. Midnight's dropping out? No, it can't be. I thought we'd get to play together. If I can't play with Midnight, what's this all been for? Midnight seemed so passionate before. Now that his partner is gone, it doesn't look like his heart is still in the fight. You can't say that I blame him, but I'm not going to let him give up so easily. It's not a big deal. I'd rather back out now than lose on my own. I can load back up and try again with my partner in another match. So you can't compete in this match together, but you can try again? Yeah, when someone lags out, the Legend X competition considers the player a dropout for the match. What if your partner lags out again? He probably will. The guy moved, and ever since, his connection to the server keeps getting disrupted. Sounds like he needs to move to a better place, cause this is priorities right here. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. This isn't the first competition I missed out on, and it probably won't be the last. So then, let's team up together for this match, and you can join up with your partner after. I clasped my hands together and leaned forward with the most sparkly of sparklies in my eyes. Teaming up with Midnight would be such a dream. He knows so much about the competition, and I'm sure he's a great shot. And he's hot. It doesn't work like that, kid. I can really get behind those stars in your eyes, but you gotta remember that there are rules and limitations in place. I was even saying how it sparkles in my eyes. Meaning what? Meaning that it's too late for us to partner up. Even though my partner disconnected, they're still registered as part of my duo, and there's nothing we can do to change that. And that really blows. There might be something we can do. How do the tournament runners know I'm not the one paired with Midnight? We could team up until the end, and then Midnight can take all the credit and get all the glory. All for Midnight. Nothing says we can't work together even if we're not on the same team, right? Midnight rubs his temple and scrunches up his nose as if he's drawing strength and patience from the gods. The rules say that, okay, Editor 357. That's called teaming. That's kind of lame. I mean, it's not like we're purposely sabotaging other teams. We'd just be working together until the end. It's called being smart. It's called getting us banned. Midnight snaps harshly at me. We lose all of our stats, cosmetics, friends list, reputation, everything. It'd all be gone in an instant. That doesn't matter to you, though, does it? You have nothing to lose. Aw, I'm sorry, man. I actually didn't know. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I take a step back from him and gulp. Midnight is really scary when he's angry, and rightfully so. I suppose I did just suggest something that could ruin Midnight's Battle Royale career with Legend X Games, but I didn't know the consequences and was merely taking a suggestion. Listen, I'm not trying to get you into trouble. I thought that this competition would be more fun if the two of us were competing together. I wasn't thinking about the rules. I know it's not my place, so I'm going to suggest very kindly that you think about staying in the tournament. Even if we're foes, we're still in it together. We'll have something to talk about later, and you might do well and have a lot of fun, and... I can keep rambling, but if Midnight decides to keep competing, then I'm happy. Think about it. Midnight nods his head, but doesn't say a word. I don't know what he's thinking or feeling right now, but there's not much else I can do. I have to step away and do my own thing.
Good luck in the competition, kid.
Aw, yeah, I knew he wasn't really mad at us. He's annoyed at our naivety. Thanks. The two of us share a short and mangled goodbye as I stalk off towards the elevator. I hang back a bit, waiting for the crowd to dissipate. I expect everyone to be ushered into a long hallway, a single room or something, but then I remember the industrial lift elevator. The idea of loading onto that thing is a little unsettling, to say the least. For starters, the only protection keeping me in place would be the metal bars sticking up from the side. They look only tall enough to hit my hip, and I could easily topple over the sides. Wait, how can an elevator safely operate in an underground cavern? Where would one get the power to operate it? Come on, hurry it up now. You don't want the elevator to launch without you. Some person bumps my shoulder as they barrel past me. I barely catch speckles of green, yellow, red, and blue before they disappear into the crowd. Strangely, there is not a single petrified face among the 50 or so people already standing on the elevator. Though this is only a game, I can't help but feel a bit frightened of what's to come. Going into unknown territory is always a scary experience, even if it's all virtually simulated. I don't know who or what I'm up against, and I don't know how good I'll be. The reality of the situation dawns on me. I'm standing in the lobby of a Legend X Games Battle Royale tournament, ready to board the elevator. Alone. I need to face my fears all by myself, but this is the choice I've made. I'm ready for this. If I keep telling myself that, it must come true eventually. We're gonna die. Man, I really done goofed us into going solo on this, but let's do it. Maybe we'll get killed by Midnight, who decides to join last second. A loud whistle jolts me from my thoughts. Time to get moving. If I hang back, I won't be able to participate. Here goes everything. As I approach the elevator, I can't help but rub my eyes. The pull of the crowd is unrelenting. Behind me, people push towards the elevator with such force that I follow the current. I'm going to be crushed alive! No, I'm not crushed, but I am really squished on this thing. Apparently 100 people can fit onto a lift elevator in an underground cavern. Looks can be deceiving. Who'd have thought, huh? The elevator creaks as it pulls up towards the surface. The voices of so many people are deafening. I can only hear bits and pieces of different conversations. How excited people are to be here, what someone is going to have for lunch after the competition, how confident this other guy is to win the game. But one voice is louder than the others, probably because it's right next to me. It's hard to miss that raspy tone. Make your landing spot count, kid. I try to turn around to face the Wolfman, but all I can manage to do is a small twist before giving up. I don't really think that moving at all in this tight space is possible. Instead, I gaze into the darkness as the elevator rocks back and forth. The sensation is calming, like a quiet lullaby putting me to sleep. Midnight's joining! Yay! Maybe that'll still work to our advantage somehow. Like, maybe he'll sacrifice himself for us when someone tries to snipe us. I don't know. If not, I'm just glad we got him to play. You decided to keep going with the competition! I'm excited to hear Midnight's voice. Even though his partner isn't going to be joining him, Midnight decided to push forward anyway and battle on his own. Yep, so don't expect me to go easy on you. I'm going to win. He's so close that I can feel his breathing on the back of my neck. Kinky. Though his words are menacing in nature, his jovial tone of voice reassures me. Even if we have to face each other, it'll be fun, and probably over quickly because I don't know how to play. But since we're not on the battlefield yet, I have some advice. Pay attention to which direction the elevator launches us. I'm sorry, did you just say launch? Like, launch in the air? How's that even possible? An elevator with enough force to launch 100 people into the air. Oh, this is definitely not safe. Yeah, launch in the air. Don't worry, you're not gonna die. You'll auto-deploy a parachute when you're close to the ground, or you can pull it out early depending on how far you want to go. And how do I do that? It's on your menu. You'll see it. Not here, okay. The menu? The menu? The menu? I can't remember how to access the stupid menu. My heart feels like it's going to beat out of my chest. Yeah, maybe going solo wasn't a good idea after all. If I can't figure out how to access a simple menu, how am I going to launch into the air to get to my destination?
Prepare for takeoff.
Well, we're doing it. I think I'm going to be sick. Nah, don't worry about it. Kid, use that brain of yours, alright? Further from the trajectory means fewer people. More action will always be in the middle. User discretion. Midnight, you're the best, Midnight. That was the best scream ever. Props to the voice actor, that was amazing. There's no time to react to his words as I'm catapulted straight into the air. It's the beginning of the end for me. I can feel it. Tell my 89 YouTube subscribers. I'm sorry I didn't buy a third anime body pillow. Oh, here we go. So we get to choose now, right? I squint out at the giant, sprawling landscape that covers my view like a merle. It's quite charming, even with the modern elements that float about. I'm captivated by the scene as it encapsulates the world. Though the map is filled with various trees, hills, boulders, and buildings, a few prominent places catch my eye. These locations are named. They are text bolded to draw the eye. The hotel, the castle, the military base, and the swamp outline the edges of the map, while the city lays right smack dab in the middle. Navigating the menu is something I'll have to get used to, but for now I have the map in front of me and can formulate a plan on where to land. A good landing is everything. Even my noob self knows that. If I land in a place with a lot of people and I don't get a weapon, I'll basically die off spawn. Not only that, but this is my first time entering a battle royale competition. Who knows if I'll even be a good shot. My aim is probably trash. Mine definitely is. I suck at first-person shooters. I've never shot a gun in my life. How do I know if I'll be able to figure out how to shoot the thing and when to load the ammo in? Not to mention knowing how each gun type works. But as my eyes scan the map, the butterflies fluttering in my stomach mere minutes ago are gone. Lightness overtakes me. This is it, isn't it? The start of my journey. I'm venturing out into this foreign world by myself. It's the fate I've chosen for myself. Am I scared? Maybe. But I'm also excited for what's to come. Hey, the unknown's exciting, my dude. I try to remember what Midnight said. The further from the trajectory, the fewer people there will be. It makes sense. The middle is probably most populated, so the city is off limits. I'm not dropping there in my first competition. No way. That leaves the swamp, the military base, the hotel, and the castle. Which one do I want to go to? Hotel, castle, swamp. I'm gonna go to the swamp. That's the best thing I can think of, cause military base might have weapons, so people might go there. Hotel just sounds like a place people might go to, and castles sound fancy, so people might go to that. Whereas a swamp is just a swamp. I don't know. That was actually the worst logic I've ever heard in my entire life, and I have to listen to myself try to justify my existence every day. Yeah. So I guess swamp for now is my best bet. The only thing is I feel like sneak attacks are going to be a real problem there, or someone might snipe me. Maybe Midnight. I guess the swamp isn't a bad choice. It's pretty far off from the other locations, so fewer people will probably be there. I don't want to be the first one eliminated. That would be embarrassing. Am I sure I want to land at the swamp? Yeah. Once I make my selection, the map sizzles away, revealing a captivating scene. There are clouds whisking around in the clear blue sky. A powerful yet soothing air pushes against my body. As the air pelts my face, I realize that I'm not going to die. Not yet, anyway. Even though I was launched into the sky by a freaking industrial elevator, I'm very much not plummeting straight to my death. More like slowly descending to my death. That thought flutters away as I shut my eyes and let the air carry me. I'm not moving left nor right, simply floating about. If only I could stay up here for the whole match. I nearly forget that I'm supposed to be heading down towards my destination. I nearly forget that I'm supposed to land, grab a weapon, and shoot other people. I nearly forget that I'm floating in the air without any help at all. It's all so exhilarating that my words fade as the air cascades through my hair. What can I say? Gaming is fun. Not even the voice next to my ear can wake me from the reverie. It isn't until I feel eyes on the back of my head that an uneasiness creeps up inside of me. Huh? Did someone say something? I whip around to search for the noise, losing my balance in the process. I begin to speed downwards like a torpedo. The wind pelting my eardrums nearly deafens me. How do I stop this? Oh! My... golly. Make it stop! I yelp in surprise, drawing the attention of another player.
Hey!
You don't mean to do that, do you? Ah, jeez. The voice yelling beside me just barely overpowers the wind. It sounds familiar. I can't quite put my finger on where I've heard it, but I recognize it. Is it Samurai Striker? Maybe I'm hearing things because of the adrenaline. I'm too afraid to whip around again because I don't want to spiral downwards any faster. A hand wraps around my forearm as someone tries to stop my movement. Alright, listen up. I need you to stop. Oh, is it that easy? Why didn't I think of that? I should just totally stop. Sure, so easy. I don't know how. Don't look down. That's why you're speeding. Look straight ahead. Trust me. It couldn't really hurt to try, I suppose. Alright, I'm trusting this random stranger. Something that you probably shouldn't do in your everyday life. Like this? I lift my head upwards and look directly in front of me as the stranger says. The halt is gradual, but I eventually feel myself slow down. Oh, thank goodness. Now, slowly look upwards. It'll center you. The stranger's grip on my arm is still there, though it loosens up as I straighten myself out. The world comes into focus once again, and my heartbeat slows to a steady pace. Whew, I really thought I'd have to land with you. Wasn't trying to scuff my drop there. The wind settles down, and I can understand the voice better than before. No, it wasn't Imaginus. I've definitely heard this guy before, but where? I turn to face my mystery aide. If I look down, I'll have another scare, so I'm very careful. As I twist my body, more air pushes through my hair. Yes, this is the relaxing feeling I enjoyed, not plummeting downwards so fast I can barely catch my breath. Yep, wild brunette hair is the first thing I see when I focus on the man. Then I notice their soccer uniform and dazzling smile. It's none other than Samurai Striker standing, or floating, in front of me. He stopped to help me orient myself, even though he's got the most to gain and lose in this competition. Wow. My heart is thumping against my chest, and I just can't seem to focus on anything but that vibrant smile of his. I didn't just think that. I try to steady my breathing and move my head from left to right, hoping the cold air will snap me out of my trance. I'm not starstruck, I swear. I totally don't watch his streams in my free time or anything. Really, I don't. I just know of his streams because Samurai Striker is really famous. All of my friends talk about him, and he's even popular enough to be in mainstream media. But what is if I landed bad? What would that have to do with him? I don't get that part. You're a noob, aren't you? It's so adorable. Adorable? Hey, I am not adorable. I am ruggishly handsome. Or just ugly. You take your pick. But I'm too nervous to say any of that aloud, and Striker chuckles at me. I just need to pretend that he's laughing because I'm adorable and not pitiful. Oh, chat is asking me to help you. For them, I guess I can. Chat? Oh, he's streaming right now? Of course he is. It's a huge competition. Why wouldn't he be? I like that everyone in the chat's like, just help this pathetic guy out, please. I wonder if he would have helped us if it wasn't for chat. Do you know how many viewers he gets? It's a minimum of like 10,000 per stream. That many people watching me be a complete and total noob. Yikes. Gosh, how can he read his chat? Especially in air like this. I wish I could see it so I'd know what people are saying about me. You probably don't, man. Trust me. They're all probably laughing at me for being a total noob. Great. Where are you trying to land? I don't really think about my answer as I begin speaking. My first time entering a battle royale competition. I'm up this high with bad control over my air balance, and I'm really close to a celebrity. I'm a little nervous. Okay, I'm a lot of nervous. Oh, I'm going to drop. No, sorry, that was my mistake. Don't tell me that's totally considered cheating. I can tell you how to get wherever you want to go. Watching Striker hanging onto his parachute with nonchalance makes me jealous. He must have entered so many tournaments by now that he isn't fazed by any of this. Amazing. See your parachute? That'll deploy when you're upright, like right now. I like that this guy stopped himself from basically getting an answer of like where he was trying to go. I don't know if like he would actually be banned or if that's just like his moral code of not cheating. What? I have a parachute? I reach up and grab a hold of the ropes on either side of my body. That's so you'll be able to float longer distances. When you dive downwards like you were doing before, the parachute disappears and you land more quickly. Okay. I give him a nod of understanding, too shocked to utter anything else. I can't give you much more advice, otherwise I'll scuff my drop even more. I'll already be the last one to get a gun. Right now Striker stares up into the sky with one eye squinted. From this angle, even when he's making a face like that, it really isn't hard to be swept up in it all. He's handsome and charismatic. I'm sorry for messing up your landing. That's what scuffed means, right? Oh, don't apologize. I've got it all figured out. Will you be okay, though? I can't help but wonder if he really cares or if he's putting on a show for his audience. I don't know. I can't be sure. I'll be okay. My answers are short, as I don't know how else to communicate with this man. I'm at a loss for words. He places his hand against his forehead like he's saluting me, a gesture I've seen used before. I've really got to get some of these. Striker then dives forward without another word. I'm stunned into silence, playing the interaction over again in my head, alongside the many ways I could have played it cooler, but I'll keep that in mind next time I run into him, if I run into him again. I guess there's nowhere else to go except for my destination. I look downwards and begin to dive as Striker taught me. And I dive headfirst into the ground and die. The end. The swamp is obviously the best landing spot. It sounded like it'd be pretty empty, and that's what I'm looking for. Or at least I can't think of anywhere better. No fights until I'm ready. I chuckle to myself as I glide into the murky swamp. What am I thinking? I'll never be ready to fight. I know a death in this competition counts as an elimination, but does it hurt? Will I feel like a twinge of fear or regret when pointing a gun at another player? Will an elimination feel like I'm actually killing someone? I hope not. That would make a lot of video games terrifying. That's something I'll have to face eventually, but hopefully it isn't right now. If someone else lands here with me, I'm absolutely screwed, and I'll be damned if I'm the first person eliminated. Imagine letting the entirety of Legend X Games community get the chance to make fun of me. That's so embarrassing. Yikes. They probably already are, dude. They saw you with Samurai Striker earlier. I glance down and note that the ground is looking closer and closer with each second. If I want to steer away and hit the back of the swamp, I'll need to change directories right now. Otherwise, I'll have to settle with the landing in front of me. There's a small wooden building that looks no larger than a common backyard shed. Other than the general wear of the building, I can't see any distinguishing features. The building overall looks some of the The building overlooks some of the sloshy dark green and blue water. Behind it is just trees, and probably more trees. There's likely patches of land that I can explore, although I suspect there will be loot near the trees, as there's a bigger space to traverse. I can't search all of that land by myself, can I? I might get distracted or overwhelmed by trying to loot. On the other hand, the cabin is right in front of me, and I can glide in and grab some weapons and supplies right away. It would be safe in there from any enemies, but consequently, there's probably less to find in the small cabin. Which one should I go and check out? I'm gonna go cabin, and hope someone isn't already there waiting to sneak attack me. Cabin. I should go to the cabin. I'm by myself. The four walls and roof will provide me with the best cover as I try to find some loot for myself. Besides, it's right here, so... I try my best to maneuver my body to land directly in front of the small building, but as I glide downwards, I see a shadow cast above me. Shadow? Oh no, that means that someone else is here. Crap. This is not good. Not good at all. I haven't prepared for this. Thoughts of my impending doom waft through my brain. I can't focus knowing that I'm approaching a fight. This is the worst mindset to ever have in a competition like this. Gotta change it fast. I'm confident. I got this. Man, imagine if it worked that way. Just being able to gain confidence like that. It'd be amazing. I can't be scared. That fear isn't going to get me very far in this competition. I stumble as I reach the front door of the cabin and nearly fall into the thick greenish water behind me in a clumsy landing. Just the thought of being near the green slime. The swamp really is an ugly place. The trees are so tall and you can barely see over them. rocks scattered about haphazardly, weeds overgrown, and all this mud. I guess I'm not here to sightsee anyway. I have a competition to win. The shadow that was above me before is gone, but I'm unsure whether they may have landed in the swamp. I have to be careful moving forward. First, I take in my surroundings. Directly to the right of me is the cabin. To the left there's a body of water, but I can see a narrow path directly behind it. To the north and south is a thick forest of trees. I bet you the person landed nearby, and we're gonna get done goofed. At least there are a few ways I can escape if need be. I'll have to keep that in mind as I loot the cabin. The tiny structure is nothing extravagant. There are 4 walls made of wood and a small window on the left side. The roof, though, still intact, looks as if it's seen better days. A little further down is a small wooden dock that slightly extends into the water. It's hard to pinpoint when the practice would have stopped, but the rusted green metal on the no fishing signs is a good indication that it has indeed been a while since anyone frequented this area. Who would choose to visit this place willingly? You know, aside from me, that is. The area is littered with trees, but that's not the first thing that catches my eye. The cloudy green water looks like it's turning to gelatin. The water is thick and littered with weeds, yet it's absolutely awe-inducing. I don't want to jump in and go for a swim, but the cloudy water sparks some imagination as to what swims beneath the surface. Part of me believes that if I dip a toe into the water, a lake monster will pull me into the depths. I doubt anyone can make a quick escape through the gelatinous water. Past the unappetizing water are patches of land, although they could very well be chunks of moss buildup floating in the corroded water. Those could work as jumping platforms for a faster getaway if need be, but I don't know if they're strong enough to hold me up for more than a few seconds. The cabin has a small deck that leads to solid land, but without fencing or a canopy, it leaves me very much exposed to enemy players. At least on the jump platforms, there is much more cover as they're shielded by several trees. Then if I really need to, and I really hope that I don't need to, hide from enemies in the water, I could hold my breath and dunk my head in. The filthy water is so opaque, so it would be a good hiding spot. But imagine touching that gooey liquid makes me shiver. Thankfully, I know I can't get sick coming in contact with it, but it's still an unappetizing idea. That doesn't mean that the inside of the cabin will be any worse. Maybe it will be some kind of armory loaded with guns and shields. I can dream, can't I? I know I'd never be so lucky. Hey, at least you're having a good time. You have a smile on your face, and at the end of the day, as long as you have fun, that's what matters. Well, I can't stay out here gawking at the log cabin any longer. Creeping forward. This is a cool little, walk zoom in. I enter the spacious building and am surprised by what I see. Nothing. I don't see anything but open space. A stool is turned over in the corner of the room as if someone was in a hurry on their way out and knocked it over. A few broken shelves lie against the walls, and a tabletop with no legs sits in the far left corner. The floors and walls are constructed of discolored wood aged from dampness. Nothing in the cabin looks new. With absolutely no loot, what hope do I have of winning this competition and getting out of the swamp in one piece? None. Nada. Zilch. Without protection, I'll just have to hide, and I can't hide forever. I mean, maybe I can, but having a gun would definitely help. Having a gun will definitely help. I walk up to one of the barely hanging cupboards and begin to rummage through it. I manage to find bullets, but no gun. Why would I land at a small cabin located in a swamp on the outskirts of the map if I want guns? Maybe it wasn't that smart of a landing after all. I'm making the best decisions this playthrough, everyone. Or maybe I'm just a little discouraged and scared. My next course of action is to check beneath the overturned stool and behind anything I can move. This continues until I stop in my tracks at a faint noise, a sparkling of some sort. I have to stop my movement completely to make sure I'm not just imagining the sound. It's really quiet, but I'm sure it's there. What exactly is that damn sound? No matter how widely I look around the room, my eyes don't fall on anything that can make such a unique sound. Maybe it's the gods of the game laughing at the fact that you have bullets but no gun. I begin to pace, thinking up a dozen possibilities for the source of the noise. A music box, a radio that was somehow left on, a phone app? Those are all practical things that would sort of make sense, but nothing about my experience here so far has been practical or conventional. I mean, yeah, it's a video game, dude. Maybe I'm not looking for an object that traditionally makes noise, but then what? The noise could be a bell alerting me to something, or like an alarm going off. But wouldn't either of those things be loud and blaring? This sound is so low, barely above a squeak. It's so low that... I stop pacing. Wait a second, am I going crazy, or is it louder? And before we can answer the question on if he's going crazy or if the sound is getting louder, we are going to call it a day. Whenever the next part is, we'll be finding out whatever the hell this sound is and hopefully not dying, although it seems I've made every bad choice I could for this first walkthrough, so it's more of let's see how long I can make it before dying. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you like my playthrough commentary, please let me know down below in the comments. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you everyone for watching this video. Thanks again to Legend X Games. Your visual novel looks great so far. I'm having a great time with it. And until the next video, see you guys around.